walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Man, listen, it's 2024. It is 2024. It is the first show of the year for the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. I'm AJ Jones, and I am glad to be in day number 2 of 2024. And man, I'm ready for it. When I tell you I got good-ish cooking in 2024, you just don't know, man. I got some stuff that I am ready to pop off. I hope you do too. If you came into this year with no expectancy, with no purpose, with no plan, I'm praying for you, my brother, my sister. Listen, it ain't too late. It's day number 2. You still got time. And these aren't New Year's resolutions. I ain't making New Year's resolutions because, man, that junk get broke like day 3. I'm telling you, I got plans. I got purpose. I got some, I mean, it's cooking. It is cooking. So anyway, it's Talk Your Team Tuesday, and a lot has happened since we last got together. So let's get to it, man. Let's not mess around with it. Let's play with it. Let's get right to it right now on the lunch break. How about this week in the NFL? I mean it. Y'all got the nerve to be coming down to week 16 with the Texans having a chance to get into the playoffs. Y'all better not mess with me, man, because I am like, what? The Texans are knocking on the door of the playoffs? Yeah, Tennessee, I don't know what done went wrong there, but the Texans packed them up and got them on out of there. Final score in that one was 26-3. Everybody was talking about Will Levis. That defense got him on up out of there real quick. And if you did not know that C.J. Stroud was a real one, now you know. If you did not know before that C.J. Stroud was a real one, now you know. Let me just say this real quick, and I'm going to say it, and then we'll get on over to some other scores. The Houston fan base and the local media need to find Lovie Smith, wherever he may be, and thank him. I'm just telling the truth for 2024. I'm going to hit the ground running in 2024, telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me G-O-D. Y'all need to find Lovie Smith and thank him, because if he had lost that game to the Colts last year on the last game of the regular season, the Texans would have had the number 1 pick, and they would have taken Bryce Young and not C.J. Stroud. So let me just put it to you real easy and real plain. Coach Lovie Smith saved you from yourself. All you had was the 2nd pick, and you went out there and got the best quarterback in the draft, and now he's got your team with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, but 9 wins. This guy doggone team has won 9 games And if they win on Sunday, they got a chance on the road now. I'm going to give that on the road in Indianapolis. They got a chance to win the division and they will lock up a playoff spot. All because Lovie Smith played to win. You play to win the games. Played to win last year. Got to win over the Colts in the final week. Gave the Texans the second pick in the draft, and they got a quarterback out of the Ohio State by the name of C.J. Stroud. Y'all owe that man an apology. Get it done. Get it done. Get your heart right in 2024. All right, let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. All right, other scores. Other scores. The Cardinals. What is going on with the Eagles? The Cardinals say we ain't scared of nobody. We going to get it done. We got 4 wins. And oh, yeah, by the way, we got a win over the, at the time, first place team in the NFC East. A last-second touchdown got it done for the Cardinals over the Eagles, 35-31. And let me just say this for all y'all try to hit me with the Derek Carr comments, David Carr comments. First of all, don't play with me in 2024. Don't play with me in 2024. Go argue with somebody else. Don't play with me, baby. What Toby say? Hey, try Jesus. Don't try me, because in 2024, I'm chin-checking folk. Anyway, yeah, David Carr was not right. Jalen Hurts plays offense, not defense. So don't even try that. Dude had 3 touchdown passes in that loss to the Cardinals. Nick Sirianni got to get that defense figured out. The Bears beat the Falcons. I would just say this real quick about Taylor Heineke. You can't win with that dude. I know y'all love him. I don't care at all about his political thoughts and ideologies or anything like that. You cannot win with Taylor Heineke as quarterback. And if the young man that they drafted out of Cincinnati is not the answer, there's a bunch of quarterbacks coming out of this year's draft. You 7-9, though. You're not going to get one of the top ones. So just letting you know. Bears got the win 37-17. All right, Jaguars pepped up, even without Trevor Lawrence. C.J. Beathard stepped up and got his team a 26-0 win over the Carolina Panthers. Let me just say this. The owner of the Carolina Panthers should be immediately suspended. And fined. I'm not saying he should have to sell the team, although he's leaning in that direction, but he should be suspended. If it was a player, coach, assistant, security that threw a drink on a fan, they would be reprimanded publicly. I'm telling you, you have got to get the owners to understand that billions don't give you licenses to do whatever you want to do. And this dude is out of control of a franchise that desperately deserves better. All right, the Rams rolling, still got playoff hopes after beating the Giants 26-25. Then you've got the Colts. Again, they will be in a big-time matchup with the Texans this coming Sunday. They beat the Raiders 23-20. I still think Antonio Pierce deserves that job in Oakland. All right, how about the Baltimore Ravens in a battle of first place with 2 division leaders, and they dog-walked the Miami Dolphins. They took the Dolphins out of the water, put a leash on them, and said, heel, and drug them up and down that field. And if you are wondering if Lamar Jackson is quarterbacky enough to be the MVP, well, now you know. Go ask somebody. 56-19, Lamar threw 5 touchdowns in the win. If that ain't quarterbacky enough for you, find a new job. I'm just telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the so help me G-O-D in 2024. All right, let's keep rolling. The Bills beat the Patriots, and I thought New England was going to make this one a tough one. They did. Could not get it done. In the end, they lose 27-21. New Orleans got it kind of interesting in the NFC South with a 23-13 win. Y'all still want to sign Baker Mayfield to a long-term contract? Not looking too good right now with the way Baker played in that one. 49ers beat the Commanders. Everybody keeps telling me that Sam Howell is the quarterback of the future for the Commanders. I think they need to look and see what's happening in this draft. FYI. The dude started out arrogant. He's going out in a flame. And got dog walked by the 49ers as we thought that they would. Let's keep rolling. The Steelers, 9 wins. Once again, once again, Mike Tomlin, no losing seasons in his career, 30-23, still got a chance to make the playoffs. They got to have some things happen for them after beating the Seahawks, a very good team. And I said that they would beat them on the road, and they did. Kansas City, it wasn't pretty, but they got the win over the Bengals, 25-17. The Broncos beat the Chargers. I think the Broncos are probably the second worst run organization in the NFL, right next to Carolina right now. They got a 16-9 win over the Chargers. Who cares? So what? Packers beat the Vikings 33-10. And let's go ahead and talk about the Browns securing a playoff spot, 37-20 over the Jets. Do I have any other? Yep, I got that one with the Dallas Cowboys, 20-19. Let me take a break. We'll come back, talk about the Cowboys Lions 20-19. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E. It's 2024, y'all. It's 2024. What you gonna do when 2024 runs wild on you? Be right back right after this.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be heard.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
My name is Dennis Jeter, and I won $500 on the lunch break for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
All right, y'all, we back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV, and it is the day 2 of 2024. All right, Keith Hennick, says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, big brother. Hope everything is going well for you down there, up there in the Austin area. Got to get up there, man, this year. Got to get up there. I owe you some potato juice. We need to get to it. And then he says Bakey needs to go this month. Yeah, I think they're going to keep Bakey around. I think they're going to see what they can do in the draft. And if there becomes a free agent by the name of rhymes with Dust Bilson, if they can find a way to get him down there, I think they'd make that happen in a heartbeat. So we'll see what goes on from there. All right, let me get to this Cowboys game real quick. I want to save this one for last. Cowboys held on to beat Detroit 20-19. Everybody saw that game, saw that it came down to a 2-point conversion at the end of the game. Dan Campbell, I give him credit for that. The dude just don't play when it comes to making decisions to go for it on fourth down, on the 2-point conversions and what have you. And they had a nice play. What they tried to do, though, was create deception. they tried to have multiple linemen approach the referee about checking in. And as a lineman, you have to check in with the receiver if you're going to be an offensive player. And they actually announce in the stadium, number so-and-so has checked in and is a valid receiver. All right. So multiple guys went up to the referee and checked in. Only one of them is allowed to. You can't have multiple guys check in at once. The referees went with number 70. Reportedly, the player that checked in was number 68. 68 caught the two-point conversion that would have given the Lions the win. The referees threw a flag and said that he had not properly checked in, therefore he was uncovered on the line and he illegally touched the ball. Everybody is in uproar. People have pulled out all the videos and everything because it was said that they didn't check in, But what folks are failing to understand was that even though Dan Campbell explained it to the referees at the beginning of the game, it is not their job to make sure that your deception goes undetected. You still have to follow the rules. And if you try to go around them to be deceptive and it does not work, it does not mean that you were right. It just means you didn't do it correctly. You got to find another way. And you got all these people, the league is fixed and they want the Cowboys to do this and do that. No, Dan Campbell just got caught doing it the wrong way. Look, again, nobody is more deceptive than Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick. When those two are riding together, Billy O'Brien ain't smart enough to be deceptive. Nobody has been more deceptive than those guys, but they found the right way to do it. Dan Campbell didn't. And I'm sorry that if you feel like it came down to that one play and that any other play throughout that game could have kept them from having to go for two in the end, you don't understand how sports work. I'm sorry that worked out the way it did. He tried it. It didn't work. They got a penalty. Oh, yeah, the league has downgraded the officiating crew. Not over that one play. Not over that one play. There have been multiple plays with that crew all year long, which has caused the NFL to decide we're going to downgrade them for the playoffs. Again, it doesn't usually come down to one play. So say what you want to say. Don't argue with me. Try Jesus. Don't try me. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, so anyway, that's where we are right now. Okay, let's do this. I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it a buck. Let's see. We got a Happy New Year to Erica with a K. Keith Hennig is all gushing over Erica with a K. Erica with a K wants to talk about those Missouri Tigers. They beat the Ohio State University Buckeyes in the Cotton Bowl. Teams like Ohio State, Alabama, a few other teams, they play for chips. They don't play for these bowl games. Teams like Missouri, who has never played for a chip, is excited about going to a bowl game, being a Cotton Bowl, Cheez-It Bowl, Backyard Bowl, Chili Bowl on my head so you can cut it funny. Whatever the bowl is, teams like Missouri are happy about going to those bowls. That bowl win helped Missouri more than it would have helped the Ohio State if they had won it, 88-0. There was nothing that Ohio State could have gained from that. All they gained from that was knowledge that their two backup quarterbacks behind Kyle McCord suck. And they need to get in that transfer portal or they got to recruit like crazy. That's all that bowl game showed them. But for Mizzou, great. Congratulations on your big win in a bowl game that at the end of the day does not matter. It helped Mizzou in recruiting, and there you go. Congratulations. Keith Hennig, nice win for Mizzou. Let me go on further to say the same thing holds true for the Georgia-Florida State game. And while I got the attention, let me go ahead and play the clip of Kirby Smart, head coach of Georgia, following that game. Here's what Kirby Smart had to say. Head coach of Georgia, making about $10 million a season. Here's what Kirby, I'm not as smart as my name is, had to say at that.
Let me say something on that, because you didn't ask me that question. And maybe I'm wrong here, and maybe this will be a bad soundbite. But people need to see what happened tonight, and they need to fix this. It needs to be fixed. It's very unfortunate that they, who has a good football team and a good football program, are in the position they're in. And everybody can say it's their fault and it's their own problem, all right? And everybody can say that we had our guys and they didn't have their guys. I can listen to all that. But college football has got to decide what they want. And I know things are changing, and I think things are going to change next year. And you know what? There's going to still be bowl games outside of those. People got to decide what they want and what they really want to get out of it, because it's really unfortunate for those kids on that sideline that had to play in that game that didn't have their full arsenal.
All right, so that's what Kirby Smart had to say. And it caused a lot of people to respond to Kirby Smart and attack the kids. Florida State had about 20 or 30 kids that sat out of that game for various reasons. None more glaring than the fact that they were undefeated, won their conference championship, and did not even have a chance to compete for the national championship because 2 weeks before the end of the season, they lost their starting quarterback to an injury, season-ending injury. And while I get where Kirby Smart is coming from, I'm not going to try and imply that I know what he meant by that. I'll leave it at that. He was rather generic. It was more of the comments from the fan base and the experts who want to say things like, "Oh, well, if you don't play in the bowl game, you shouldn't get your NIL money. Or if you don't play in the bowl game, you shouldn't be able to get drafted. Or if you don't play in the bowl game, you should get your scholarship taken back." I would love for the NCAA to try to do that. I would love for them to even put something in writing that that's what they're considering to do. Because what a few of the fans don't do is pay attention. The Supreme Court recently alluded to the fact that college athletes, or as my brother Gardner, Houston Roundball Review calls them, college assets, are looking like employees of the university. So if the university starts deciding that they're going to withhold NIL money and scholarship money because players choose not to play in meaningless bowl games, oh, that would be great, because that would give the Supreme Court all the information that they needed to designate college athletes / assets as employees. Therefore, health insurance, compensation, workers' comp, you name it. Everything that is afforded to every other employee on that campus would be afforded to those players. And then y'all can just argue with whomever, Casper the Friendly Goat. I don't care, because then they will be treated the way they deserve. These kids are not the property of the universities. They're not. They chose those universities. The universities offered them scholarships, offered them NIL deals, not to play in bowl games. They wouldn't be in the bowl game if it wasn't for the players. So to say something dumb like, "Oh, they should not get their NIL money if they don't play in the meaningless bowl," that's dumb. But keep pushing that narrative, because if it turns out to be true, if the NCAA goes after that, that would be perfect. The Supreme Court would love that. They'd love to have a word with you after that. As far as $10 million coaches sitting back saying, "Oh, yeah, they got to fix this," I get it. He's used to the way it was. And he even said in his commentary, things are changing, and they're changing. I love these young people, because they don't just do it the way it's been done because that's the way we used to do it. They do what's right in their mind. And I absolutely love that. That's the nature of this country. That's, the pursuit of happiness. Yeah. So anyway, I got one more thing and then I'm done with it. I got one more thing. Let me see if there's some comments I need to read. Hey, Desiree. Keith Hennig said that game sucked. And it did. And for those who say, "Oh, that proves that Florida State didn't deserve to be in the college football play," no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't prove anything. It proves that 30 some odd players chose not to play and be a part of the system that they felt like so wrongly treated them. And they have an argument. Notice I didn't say that they were right. I said they have an argument, and they chose to address it that way. So there we go. There we go. In fact, if you look at the college football playoffs last night, if you look at the college football playoffs where the school up north beat Alabama 27-20 in overtime, and then you see UT lose 37-31. The two teams that were added to the college football playoffs late in the last week of the rankings were the first two teams to get sent home, which kind of, even though they were close games, one could argue that they didn't deserve to be there because, again, they did not bowl well against two teams that did. I mean, take your pick from there. Ohio State, Florida State, maybe even Georgia might have had a better performance than Alabama or UT. Maybe they'll have them playing a consolation game. Maybe the Alabama and UT should play in a consolation game. I felt bad for Jalen Milroe, though, man. I mean, out of all the decisions he could have made on that final play, he made the worst one. There was no way he was going to get through that pile and get into the end zone to tie the game. No way. No way. Hey, Happy New Year, Donna Coleman-Holman. Sis, thank you for your service. It is still as valid in 2024 as it was when you were out there on the battlefields protecting this country. So love you, appreciate you, and looking forward to another good year with you, all right? All right, so I got to jump to the HBCU world, and I'm getting off. Willie Simmons, former head coach of the current SWAC and Celebration Bowl champion, Florida A&M University Rattlers, has decided to leave the school to take a job as a running back coach for Duke. And some in the HBCU community are in an uproar. One thing that they keep saying is to leave FAMU as a champion of the SWAC and Celebration Bowl and take a running back job is a downgrade. Yeah, let me let you hear from Coach Simmons himself. This is what Coach Simmons himself had to say. This is what Coach had to say out of his own mouth.
And so throughout my coaching career, I've checked many boxes. I've been a play caller. I've been a head coach. I've won a championship. I've put guys in the NFL. We recruited at a high level. We've done a lot of things, and I've checked a lot of boxes off my resume. The one box that I have not checked has been an FBS football coach, Power 5, football coach. I've coached at the mid-major level. And so just looking at my career and looking at where I want to ultimately be in my career, to have the type of platform on the national stage, to lead young men, to have a voice that resonates throughout college football, not just the HBCU landscape, I think this was a pivotal step for me to take. And that's why we're taking it.
So I really think that ends the argument, regardless of what we think, whether we think it's a downgrade, a lateral, a good decision, a bad decision, whether we think that he should have won another championship at FAMU before he could jump and then he could do what Coach Prime did. Every situation is different. And that man made his decision for him and his family based on what was best for his career path. See, you're not on my career path. You're not on his career path. You're on your career path. Whether you are a business owner, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are a white collar worker, a blue collar worker, whatever you're doing, you're on your career path, not his career path. And that man said this was a good step for him to get to where he ultimately wants to be. I feel like we celebrate that instead of finding excuses and blaming HBCUs. They didn't lose Coach Willie Simmons because they couldn't afford to pay him. Coach Simmons chose to go to Duke as a running back coach. For him. Now, FAMU, very prestigious school, one of the best, finds another head coach, whether they do it internally or externally, and man, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Come on, y'all. Let's not let's not get upset about everything. That's that man's life. That's that man's choice. All right, let me get out of here. Show number 1 of 2024 is on the books. Talk Your Team Tuesday. Lions fans, I'm sorry about it. Texan fans, shake your freak flag. It's on and popping. If they win Sunday, they are in the playoffs. If they win Sunday and Jacksonville loses, they are the division winners. And again, congratulations to Mike Tomlin on never having a losing season in his NFL head coaching career. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it except join me for day 3 of 2024. Winning Wednesday, when we announce the winner of week 17 of the Lunch Break Weekly. Keep it up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. Somebody's going to win $50 tomorrow. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. We'll talk to you on the flip side of this thing tomorrow.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. Number 1, public health officials are issuing warnings about fake versions of weight loss drugs Ozempic and Wegovy. They are on sale on the open market. Fake versions of this class of drugs have been confirmed in as many as 12 countries, including the United States. Last week, the FDA, along with Novo Nordisk, the maker of Ozempic, announced that counterfeit versions of the diabetes drug are now on the North American market. The company also shared the needles are also fake, posing the potential risk of infection. Number 2, recently uncovered documents by ProPublica from the early 2000s exposed Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas facing financial difficulties and shouldering significant debt. He secretly lobbied for a higher salary and proposed lifting the ban on Supreme Court justices accepting paid speaking fees. These documents and interviews shed light on Thomas's acceptance of lavish gifts, his unwillingness to disclose them, and the questionable hyper-conservative company he now keeps. Number 3, a recent study conducted by healthcare research group Inner Body has unveiled alarming statistics about sexually transmitted diseases in the United States. By analyzing data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the study has identified cities with some of the highest rates of STDs, revealing pressing issues that call for attention and action. Chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis were identified as the most commonly reported new STD infections. The state of California had the highest number of cities on the list, contributing 13 cities to the rankings. Number 4, Jemiah Miller is her name. She's a black woman employed by Amazon as a delivery driver. She recently recorded video of being attacked by a white woman in Houston, Texas. Miller is planning legal action, but first appealing to anyone who can help identify the white woman. While making a delivery in December 2023 at an apartment complex, 2 unidentified white women approached Miller, accused her of being a thief, and ultimately assaulted her. Video of the altercation has gone viral on social media. Number 5, higher education often costs more than most families can afford. There are some cost-saving strategies that may help. Every year, high school graduates miss out on billions of dollars in federal grants because they don't fill out the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. Students should also consider sources of merit-based aid, especially if the financial aid package you receive does not meet your needs or your student does not qualify for need-based aid. More than $6 billion in scholarships are awarded to college students each year. Find out more with our CPA to the stars, Katrina Kraft. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Do not dwell on the past. Do not fixate on the future. The key to a fulfilled life is to embrace and live fully now. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. The guys are back, comedian Damon Williams and contributor Cameron Riley, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams, coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.